Retro Racing Reports from Indiana Sprint 100. This is not the Hoosier 100. This is a sprint car 100 laps race. It's July 31st, 1976. This particular program provides us all of the qualifying times for the 49 cars that came in the back gate. We have a spectacular flip sequence from the photographer Thomas Dick, and there are 11 shots of Jack Hewitt going over. It's pretty dramatic. That comes in there. We also have the race results and a race story from earlier in the year. Be sure to like, subscribe, and put your comments down below. By the way, in the qualifying times, it shows that there's a new track record set today by none other than Jan Opperman. Wild Hoosier Sprint to Dixon and Carter. Story by Bill Shand, reprinted from the National Speed Sport News. Indianapolis. The Larry and Gary Show +1 returned to the USAC Sprint Division Friday night as the twice rained out Hoosier Sprints put on another fine program that was a thriller from start to finish. The new star of the Larry and Gary Show of 76 is Dwayne Pancho Carter, heir apparent to the Foyt Mystique. 1974 Sprint King took the opening 50-lap race with a tough fight with Gary Bettenhausen and was running away with the nightcap until half-brother Johnny Parsons spun in turn 3. Ponch found no place to go when he arrived on the scene on the 36th lap and slammed into Parsons' Jones Radiator Chevy, taking himself out of first place and out for the rest of the night. Also involved in the tangle were Mac McClellan and Ron Ray. This gave the lead to Gary Bettenhausen's City of Syracuse car, a lead that was soon to be challenged by his old rival, Larry Dixon. Round and round the two leaders sped, swapping the lead each time they came into turn 1. First Dixon, then Bettenhausen got on the edge on the low groove to take the lead. On the 48th lap, Dixon charged into number 1 low, and Gary tried to squeeze in even lower between him and the inside rail. His mount jerked to the right as his left front wheel made contact with the rail, and Bettenhausen became a whirling dervish, spinning crazily across the track, coming to rest on the outer concrete wall. As the race ended under caution, the crowd became livid, showering Dixon with boos that could have been heard all the way back to Dixon's hometown of Marietta, Ohio. As soon as they were led onto the track, they surrounded him, the beginning of an angry mob. It was only when Bettenhausen joined Dixon on the stage that the two drivers started kidding each other, and everybody settled down. "Hey, we never made contact," Dixon said afterwards. "Hell, we got real close at the end. What am I supposed to do, give him the race and forget about it?" It's just like old times," Bettenhausen told the crowd over the PA. Then he and Dixon began kidding each other about the incident in turn 1. Bettenhausen played a starring role in both races. In the opener, he battled it out with Pancho Carter before finishing second to the second-generation speedster. And, as in the nightcap, it looked like he had been cheated out of a victory in this one as well. After challenging Carter all the way through the race, he finally got around him coming out of turn 2, but unfortunately the yellow came out for Mike Stiesel's wall banging, and he had to go back to second. Now, there was some question as to whether or not Gary had passed Pancho under the yellow, but still, second he was, and second he stayed. The opener was red flagged twice for 2 serious accidents in turn 3 and 4. Sleepy Trip, Jackie Howerton, Bob Harkey, and Jack Hewitt were involved in the first mishap that saw Tripp and Howerton flip violently, tearing their cars to pieces. Harkey was especially upset with Tripp, saying he just drove right into him. That incident occurred on the 5th lap. On the 15th lap, the red flew again when Jack Hewitt did an endo in turn 3, flipping some 6 or 8 times before landing upright. Earlier, Hewitt did a brilliant job of driving to come from 19th in the semifinal to take 5th, moving himself into the first feature. Chuck Gurney and Sheldon Kinzer also performed well in the nightcap, Gurney finishing second from 14th, and Kinzer, who went out of the first race on the opening lap, came back to finish 5th after starting 19th. While Pancho and Gary Bettenhausen ran away from everyone else in the second race, Pancho's younger brother, Dana Carter, kept the fans' interest up as he and Bruce Walkup battled for third. Both eventually faded after a 16-lap duel. Dana blew the engine in the Linsmeyer car, trailing white smoke all the way around the speedway, finally retiring on lap 46. The next time around, it was all over for Walkup as he too pulled in. Despite the wild action in both races, the only injuries were a damaged knee for Aaron Capps, who got involved in a 5-car tangle in warm-ups, and back and shoulder hurts for midget champ Sleepy Trip in the first race. Capps was treated at the hospital and released. Larry Dixon set fast time in the Pollock Sprinter at 35.655. Sheldon Kinzer won the semi. The top 5 in each 50-lap race were Carter, Bettenhausen, Dixon, Jan Opperman, and Billy Casella in the opener. Then it was Dixon, Chuck Gurney, Bill Englehart, Joey Saldana, and Kinzer in the finale. A crowd of 6,500 contributed to a $16,000 purse that was spiced with an additional $1,000 in lap prize money. Our scorecard breaks the 100-lap feature down into 3 sections. Of the first 33 laps, the second 33, and then the final 34. Kinzer had the lead after the first 33. We see that Bruce Walkup led the race after the second 33, and in the end, as we mentioned prior, it was Pancho Carter. Be sure to like and subscribe. Put your comments down below and share your stories with us.